Conversation with, hold on. This is a conversation with Robert.
Was a bar room, sort of, or bar area, let's say, with an actual bar and then tables in that area. And then to the left were two dining rooms, what we call the main dining room and the back dining room.
Right. And Truman, it seems to me, we used to sit at the bar.
Always sat at the bar.
Right. And do you remember? Was there? Can you describe the table he sat at?
Yeah, he used to like the table sort of right across from the bar, let's say, at sort of the head of the far end, near the window, looking toward the front. So it was like the end. The bar was right in front of him, and it was toward the end. But he would sit at different tables. It wasn't like, depending on who he came in with, but always at the bar.
And it seems to me that you could see who was coming and going from where he
Definitely, yes.
And somebody's like, it was, right, okay.
Yes, you could.
It was like the window table at
it was the window or three tables in front of that, which sort of faced, the entrance, let's say.
And the window overlooks 63rd Street.
That's correct.
Katie, my memory is that the room was red.
Yes, red velvet banquettes and sort of, I guess, sort of cream-colored walls and paintings and artwork.
And they were of Italy, right?
Excuse me?
Were the paintings of Italy?
There was some Italy. There was some Belgium. My dad and his partner were in Belgium for a long time before they came to the United States.
But were they largely like landscapes or that they?
No, there was at the bar. There was actually a big portrait, a Roman portrait. It was a big painting of. It was a scene in Rome, and I don't remember exactly which scene, but a famous scene with the emperor and the slaying of a big bull. I mean, it was rather graphic. And that was what you would see when you would enter the restaurant, and you'd be in that bar area.
And that was and that was what, a gladiatorial?
Sort of, yeah. It was a gladiatorial. The emperor was involved, and there was a dead, and this big animal had been slayed and had a big spear in it. It was, it was great. It was very dramatic.
Because my memory...
You don't see that around anymore,
No.
that sort of stuff,
I sort of had the sense that it was very... My memory is very much of the red in the room, but there also had the sense that there was I had the idea going...
Very high ceilings, chandeliers. The ceilings were all sort of... there was a big mural on the ceiling that was done in the early 20s in the main dining room, but very high ceilings, and they were sort of wooden work ceilings along the edges. They're very ornate.
Okay, ornate.
It was a grand, sort of luxurious.
Oh, it was very, it was very luxurious. Do you remember what Truman's favorite food was? What he would order?
No, but I remember he loved vodka.
No, I knew that.
I think, that I don't remember. I could do a little more research because my cousin was there when Truman used to come, as well as I. But I don't remember exactly. I could find out though.
What was it famous for? I mean, what was the rest or the food? I mean, what?
The food was continental food, which was based on French cuisine, and also had elements of Italian in it. But it was based on French classic cuisine.
Classic cuisine. Okay, great. Who were the? I mean, I have some memory of the people who were there. Who were the people that sort of famous that would?
Well, Jackie Onassis, Bay Paley, Jerome Zipkin. I mean,
Jerry. Yeah, I remember him there. Yeah.
And they all used to come in with Truman too.
Right.
And all of those people came in with Truman. Then from all walks of famous people from every different type of profession. Let's say the top people in the art world, top society people, fashion people. So it was a type of place that entertained all of that genre of clientele.
Robert, do you remember any? Because this is big down for London. Do you remember any British people that would come in there? This is the name dropping point of the thing.
Sure, I understand.
It seems to me I have some memory of being at lunch there with Truman and Lord David Cecil.
You know, I wish I could remember those.
I know, really.
I might be able to find out, what Truman ate and maybe what. I mean, I know there were a lot of British people that came there all the time.
If you could just give me I mean, I don't know how much they're going to use, but I want to make this the opening scene of this piece.
Oh, that's great.
And if you could find a dish or something, because the thing is, I have to send this out at midnight on Sunday. But
all right, okay.
But there'll be editing. But it has to go through editing, which means I can add. I don't want you to do a lot of work, but I mean, if you.
No, that's all right. Look, I'll try to find out what famous British people went there, and what food Truman ate.
Just what he would like.
Right, exactly. And anything else?
Yeah, just a couple more questions. One is, who did your father consider the main competitor of Quo Vadis?
Sure, in those days, well, they were different competitors in different decades. I mean, it was around quite a long time.
Well, we're talking about the 70s.
In the 70s, I would say, La Grenouille, La Côte Basque, La Caravelle, 21. They were all, competitors.
I never thought 21 was in the same class.
Well, but it shared a similar clientele,
Yeah, but I mean,
so in that sense,
Yeah, but I mean, Quo Vadis always to me was it was more. It was just really. But 21 seemed to be much more sort of business oriented, and
right.
Quo Vadis was much more sort of the top social media. I mean, the people you read about in the papers.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. But, and I would say so. The other ones like Grenouille, Caravelle, La Côte Basque, maybe I don't know if there's an Italian place, but I can't think of it right now.
Was Cirque around? The Cirque around?
The Cirque started in the 70s, and they and I guess in the 70s they were also competition. Yes.
And just one other thing. When did you open Swifties?
We opened Swifties in 1999 after managing Mortimer's.
Yeah, I remember seeing it at Mortimer's.
Right, after managing Mortimer's, my partner was the chef,
right,
Stephen, and I was the general manager, let's say.
Right.
And then we opened Swifties after the owner died, Glenn Vermel.
Last time I was at Swifties was when I went to have lunch there with Eileen Finletter and two other people, and that was the last time I saw John Gregory Dunn.
Yes.
And he was having lunch with, I think he died like a week later. I remember having lunch with Joan at that corner table where
in the back room.
Yeah, where Nick Dunn sits a lot,
Yeah, sure. Of course. Well, drop in again one day. And,
I will. I love your restaurant. I love it. I think you're just the best. Listen, Robert, thanks a lot. And if you find out anything, let me know. And assuming this thing happens, I'll when I get a cut. This will probably be published in probably the end of February, or early March.
Okay. Listen, I'll try to get back to you tomorrow before your deadline. What time is your deadline?
Midnight.
Midnight. All right. So I'll get back
at 6 a.m. It's got to be in at 6 a.m. in London time.
I'm gonna think of. I want to try to think of the big British people that used to go there. I'm sure I'll be able to find something out.
Great.
All right.
Thanks, Bob.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you the same. Bye.